Angela washes her wounds in the shower. She blames Miguel for bringing Camila into their lives, but Miguel blames Angela's dad, Pedro, as he used Camila to break them up. Angela doesn't believe him, thinking that her dad would never hurt her, but Miguel has witnesses and documents to prove it. Angela begs Miguel to get rid of Camila. She gives him the keys to their abandoned property where he can throw her in the sea. Cristobal reassures Adrian that the OnlyFans account is not his, and that the pictures and videos could have been taken from Facebook or Instagram. Adrian doesn't believe him, though, and thinks that he has an OnlyFans to pay for his drugs. Angela cleans the crime scene and recalls her fight with Camila when she stabbed her with a knife. David looks for Camila but can't find her. Instead, he finds a laptop on the table. Meanwhile, Miguel gets rid of Camila's body. Adrian confronts Cristobal about the coke that he found in the nightstand. He paid $19 for his OnlyFans and found more pictures and videos of him with other men. Cristobal points out that Inti is messing up with their lives, but Adrian doesn't believe him and storms out. Angela reassures Miguel that Camila is at the bottom of the sea and no one will ever find her. Besides, she went to the security office and deleted all the footage from yesterday. David pays them a visit to investigate Camila's disappearance. He found her car on the street and she hasn't answered her phone. Angela confronts her dad, but he claims that everything he's done in his life has been to protect her and his grandchildren. Angela calls him a liar and confesses that she killed Camila and Miguel got rid of the body. Cristobal decides to leave. He asks Adrian to fight for their relationship, but the latter remains silent. The next morning, David shows Miguel a recording of Camila, saying that she is in danger. He also shows him the laptop that belongs to Miguel's son. David explains that the cameras are rerouted to an IP address in Cartagena, to a hotel called San Felipe where Pedro lives. David meets with two cops who let him know that Camila made a reservation for two at a luxury beach hotel in the north coast of Costa Rica, so now they wonder who she went with. Miguel and Angela fight in the car about the cheating and her dad. He decides to drive Angela to the police so she can confess what she did to Camila. He loses control of the car and gets into a serious accident. Angela walks away from the burning car and leaves Miguel to die. Everyone attends the funeral of Miguel Esteves. Cristobal offers Adrian his condolences. Adrian points out that he and Inti aren't together, but he's grateful for the support he's been given him. Just then, the police show up to arrest Tina Salazar for the murder of Vicente Gonzalez. When the family returns home, Pedro orders Inti to leave, but Inti threatens him, saying that if something happens to him, the police will get a video where he confesses to everything he made him do. Adrian tells Inti that he doesn't want to be with him or anyone. Inti doesn't take it well, but Adrian says he never promised him anything. Angela heads to her room and is shocked to find Camila waiting for her. A flashback shows that Miguel knew that Camila was still alive. He took her to that abandoned property and comforted her. He was the one who made a reservation for them at the hotel in Costa Rica. After he left, Tina showed up armed with two men. She caught Camila and tied her to a chair. She lamented the fact that she let Miguel use her and break her heart. It turns out Camila is an orphan whose mom killed her father in self-defense, so her grandma raised her. Tina admitted that she murdered Vicente. He was their backup plan in case Camila failed them, but he couldn't handle the pressure, so they got rid of him. Tina didn't kill her and left her there to starve to death, but Camila managed to untie her binds and flee. She called David, who came and rescued her. He then informed her that Miguel was dead. In the present day, Camila confronts Angela. Miguel also shows up. He tells her that he notified the police as she left him to die in the car. Angela holds them at gunpoint. Miguel tries to reason with her. He tells her that when she was a little girl, her mother left home because she fell in love with a younger man called Walter, who is Cristobal's father. That's why Pedro wanted to break Cristobal and Adrian up, because they have the same mother. Adrian overhears the conversation and is shocked to learn that Cristobal is his brother. Pedro turns up and fights with Miguel. Camila and Angela also fight over the gun. Angela shoots Camila and Miguel as they fall off the balcony. She also accidentally shoots her dad, who collapses and dies on the spot. David arrives with the cops and sees both Camila and Miguel unconscious. The police arrest Angela. 1 month later, Adrian visits Angela in jail. He tells her that no one attended their father's funeral except for him and 2 old guys. Angela calls them ungrateful and cries. She promises to fix everything and keep their father's memory alive. Since Camilla was shot in the leg, David helps her with the physiotherapy. Miguel sees them as they kiss. Camilla spots him lurking around, but she ignores him. In Vegas, Camilla resumes dancing at the Golden Lips, with both David and Miguel watching her.